my calipers are exactly at the right place. And that wasn't planned, that was just lucky. So I'm gonna measure this, and then I'm gonna mark it with the caliper, and I'll show you how you can do that without jabbing your caliper into your, now watch, now I'll totally destroy this because I said that, but, okay, so this side is gonna go down, and this side I'm gonna concentrate on keeping it up. But I'm going to hold it there, and I'm eyeballing what I think is the center, and we'll know in a minute. So I put the right side, my right side down, it'll be left side to you, and I made a little circle there. So that's going to, and see, I didn't have to do any measuring. I love that. I love not having to look at the inches and the quarter inches and all that stuff. Oops, I didn't get it big enough, did I? I don't think I did. So I'm going to center it over the previous line, and then put the right side down. Don't put the left side down or you'll be in trouble. Okay, if you put the left side down, it'll shove it into the clay as it comes around, and it will be exactly the way that UFO crashed in Roswell. Okay, so I'm going to put a little slip right in here, although it probably doesn't need it because this clay is pretty wet, but the other clay isn't. So let's just put a little, that's mostly water because I cleaned out my bowl again over here. Now I'm going to put some slip. Dig down in there and get some real slip and put on the edge of this. Now this has been over there kind of drying for a few days, so we're just going to make it wet enough on the edges to make it sticky. Okay, here, and I'm not going to try to scratch this one up. The reason is, if I do that, I'll probably crack the edges, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to take a chance and see if this will. Okay. Now, it should dry okay without cracking, and I think it will do that because it's got this big hole right here. Tap, tap, tap. Now, while it's on here, would be a good time to trim this little edge off of here and make that round. But if I do that, I'll have shavings sticking to my my saucer part here. So I'm going to wait till it gets leather hard. I've got a fork around here somewhere. And it's not because I've been eating in the studio, because you know, we don't eat in the studio, right? We just can't eat in the studio. That's illegal. There are things that are illegal to do in the studio, and one of them is eating. Okay, so we got nice little lines. We got, I need one more line. I need one right around here. Okay, I like that better. So I use a lot of really cheap, I don't know if you call it handmade, because I didn't make any. I didn't make the hanger. This is a hanger, a wire hanger with some plastic stuff stuck to it to keep it from rusting, probably. But it's green, and all I did was cut the elbow or the shoulder part off the hanger, and out of one hanger I got two of these wire pieces of wire that they're already bent right here, so you don't have to struggle with it, but I can bend this back and forth. And then one of the other tools that I use, these are kind of like popsicle sticks. You can get them in a bag, a whole package of them, and of course I've worn down, this used to look, let's say this used to look like this, squared off, but I've used it a lot, and I've kind of worn it down to sort of a point. So now I use the point. Also, you can use popsicle sticks and cut them off at the end straight, and then using it, when you use it, let's see if I can do it, you kind of wear an edge on it. You get where it's kind of beveled down here on the end, and so it's kind of sharp. If you can probably see that. I don't know if you can see that, but this is a great tool. I love to put this underneath a pot, and I'll have a foot all kind of cleaned off that's exactly the width or the height of the width of this. So it's real handy. I mean, if you're just starting out, there are a lot of, your fingers are one of your best tools, and but some of the other things you can augment your tool supply just by things that you probably have around the house. Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna throw the other dome like this, or like this, except it's gonna be wider. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my throwing knife. It's got this is probably about a 30-degree angle, or maybe a 25. I'm gonna slide it in there, get rid of all the goo that's slip and stuff, and I'm gonna keep sliding it under there because I'm really wanting an upside down dome out of this. So I'm gonna slide it in until the knife is actually going under there, probably about to there, to where I'm pointing to, and lifting it off of the bat. So get a little more water on your bat, and then push it under there. You can push it under there with your knife too. Just kind of guide it under there. So then when you get to as far as it's going, then raise your knife up a little bit. Slowly, gently. And just turn the edge up like that. Okay, I'm gonna scratch and attach this piece to the UFO. Scratch, slip, and attach, right? Scratchy, scratchy, scratchy. So it's gonna be inside those little circles, those little dots. Inside there. So this is an ornament. It's gonna go onto the swimming pool for the birds. So I've got pretty much a hexagon there. And this is a little drier than I would normally do it. I can't get used to the air conditioning. I've just had to start using the air conditioning to be able to stand being out here. Our humidity is about 100%. And there's no rain in sight. I mean, the rain cools it off, and of course it adds humidity too. I did last night, during the night, I did a bisque fire. It's still at about 500 degrees, so can't open it yet. But we'll be seeing that real soon, because that will cool off enough by this evening that I can open it probably. Might not be able to handle the stuff, but I can probably open it and take a look. I'm kind of excited to see that tall vase and see how that came out. That took forever to dry. So I'm putting slip on here just to kind of act like glue, so I can stick that thing on here. I stick that right in there. and go through. You know, I might decide to put a light in it or something, so I want to have room for a wire, right? Now around this, I'm gonna probably need to dampen that just a bit, a lot, for long. So I'm gonna put some English on this. And get it all nice and fuzzy. So I put some slip on here. All I'm doing is getting all that little fuzzy stuff wet. Okay, let's put, so this is about that much, so we're going to go directly to this side, and it's exact. Yay. That's exact, and this is, how could I possibly have done that? So I'm pushing down and giving it a little, you know, I'm not moving it much, but I'm just kind of settling it in there. Whoops. There we have it. It's a UFO, but if it ever gets lost, you'll know where it came from and where to take it back. So there it is. There's my UFO.